Well, we are here at the North American Honeybee Expo, and the line is about a mile long. So go ahead and get in line and see how long it takes to get in the building in the 30-degree weather. So a little chilly out here, but not too bad. It's just cool to see this many people all here for the same thing. Just awesome. And here's the line for the honey show. I reckon if you win an award here, that would be pretty prestigious, because it's looking like there's hundreds of entries. This place is definitely filling up. I just met Bob Benny for the first time, and I let him know that, you know, I'm from here. I live about 20 minutes from this expo center. And he said, I'm in rare company. From what he understands, there's very, very few local Kentucky people here. So, I mean, I have a couple friends that are going to be here, but I don't know how many Kentucky folks. So, and you can see people are still shuffling in. So, pretty cool, man. I'm going to head in here and have a look around, and then we'll give you guys a tour. All right, we got some folks getting in line for honey swap. Nice little setup they have here. or you can bring some of your honey and swap it with some others.
We'll swap it all out and pick it up. If you don't pick it up, we'll just enjoy your honey. Come on, guys. I think they're a little few hours.
Very cool. Dining area over here, so it looks like we got some food vendors. Quite a bit of places to sit down and eat. That's nice. All right, we got Hilco beekeeping equipment. Real nice setup here. Lots of show and tell. Extractors look very nice. This is their Mini Max. These extractors are bigger than I was thinking. Super Max, Ultra Max. It's like some uncapping tanks. Bottling tank. There's John over there. Have to go say hi to him. Oh, nice. Awesome.
Unhook this hose, take a bottle of honey you already have, fill this hose up, and hit the clear. You pour it back. I backfill it. Pour it back. Yeah. The clear button is going to reverse the pump. Yeah. And then I do this about 3 times, and now I'm basically frying. Cool. Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Just program it.
Sure beats doing it by hand, doesn't it?
It's a time saver.
Oh, yeah.
And a money saver. I was overfilling my bottles.
Absolutely.
I don't mind being generous, but you get to the point where I lost a lot of money.
Now, if you don't have a giant drum, does that work with a 5-gallon bucket or what?
Use a 5-gallon bucket.
You use a 5-gallon bucket.
Exclusively, yeah.
Okay.
I have about 75 of them. This next year, I have 1 barrel. I'll probably go to more barrels, but.
Is the barrel the way to go? I mean, even if you're small time, I mean, what if you only have like 20 hives, you know, and you're only doing 300-400, buckets. Yeah.
You'll be able to you can decrystallize a bucket pretty easily.
Yeah. You could also use a heated bottling tank, right? Could you put that in a heated bottling tank?
Absolutely.
Do they make any fittings that would go on the front of the bottling tank by any chance?
Well, that's what he was saying. You
Okay.
help 3D print a connection from there to your heated bottle.
To your heated bottling tank.
So you could heat it and then pipe it in off the heated
On
bottle.
See that fitting on the clarifying tank?
Yes.
I've got that fitting will also fit on the creamer.
Okay.
And now I can bottle from the creamer right to here.
Excellent. Oh, this will also do creamed honey?
We'll do cream honey. I'll be doing it when I get home.
Okay.
I haven't done it yet, but I'm doing it when I get home. I got another guy that's done thousands of pounds already.
It's just that would be such a huge time saver. I mean, it's back-breaking work just manually doing it, you know? Just takes a lot of time, too.
Sorry.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing. Appreciate it.
Peroxide present in the open cells of honey or nectar that are right around the brood than in the stored honey. The bees are actually investing energy and assets into this continual production of hydrogen peroxide because that antiseptic situation is part of what keeps the brood healthy. And then the other thing, which you're going to hear about, and I think this is a big deal, I've been talking about it a long time. I think it's really great that people are coming to the point where they understand just how important propolis is. The presence of propolis is part of the immune system in a colony. And if you listen to Marla Spivak, you're going to get it. She's brilliant. I know there's probably 3 rooms, but I kind of recommend talking or listening to all that little bit of information. How do you want to store your honey long term? What's the best way? Freeze it. The colder the better. Freeze it. Even the refrigerator will take the deterioration rate way down. But if you freeze it, now you're really getting somewhere. And there will be changes that continue.
All right, I found Max Ant. They make real good quality stuff. I was talking with a young lady here. because I'm in the market for a bottling tank, and I've had my eye on either Maxance or License. And this one here is a 16-gallon bottling tank with their bottling valve. It is water jacketed, so the way that it works is I believe this is water filled, and the heating element heats the water, which in turn warms the honey. And they're asking for $1,700-ish for this one. Credit $1,500 cash, I believe.
But that's pretty good.
So very nice. They've got lots of products here. So that's Maxant. All right, I found AP May. Pretty innovative bee equipment that they've come up with here, made out of this hard plastic. You all may recognize the bottom board over here underneath a wooden 10 frame, as I have 3 of these in my apiary, and I think they work great. I really like the entrance reducers that they have built in. It's very nice.
You're basically ready to go. Now frames come. No frames ain't gonna come with it. I've got frames.
Looks like they've got some microscopy. I can't even say the word. Microscopy equipment. Goodness, that was hard to get out. Very cool. Yeah, there it is again. So I have 3 of those. All right, so we're here with Tracy with the Hive Butler. Could you just tell us a little bit about it?
The Hive Butler is a design that began when I was a new beekeeper, really frustrated when I pulled out my first beautiful frame of honey, and I was like, oh my gosh, what do I put this in? A dirty cooler from last weekend, or a flimsy office tote from China? So we designed this great tote that holds all frame sizes securely, no matter how I create.
Nice.
But honey is only a couple weeks in a year. We knew the tote had to do more than just that. So we gave a ventilated lid. With the ventilated lid, now you're using it in the bee yard. You can collect swarms. Doesn't matter how I carry it up the ladder. They're all secure
Nice.
in the frame. I can hold on.
That's
with one
huge.
hand. It is huge.
One capturing swarms.
But also,
Yep.
just for routine hive inspections, when I'm pulling out a frame of bees, they're going in here. If I miss the queen, she's safe and secure. If I didn't miss the queen, she's definitely.
Or during a dearth, you can put this on top, and you don't have the robbing activity, right?
It's like another good use for it is when your honey supers are so heavy, women particularly can't lift off a 50-pound box, but I can take 5 heavy frames, put them in here, take off the box.
Nice.
5 heavy frames, take off the box. So, and then the really unsexy topic is storing your drawn comb over the winter.
Oh yeah.
So great for that without using that icky paramoth.
Paramoth, keep the wax moths out.
I don't want to eat honey out of frames that have paramoth on
Sure.
them. So that's the final thing.
Awesome.
Have a great flyer that kind of shows how it's working for you all year round.
Fantastic.
They're all made here in America. We don't import anything, so.
And if people want more information, they can go to your website.
That's right, thehivebutler.com.
Thehivebutler.com.
And we have
Okay.
a little YouTube channel which you can see us using it in every kind of circumstance.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks
Thank you
for
very
your
much,
time.
Tracy. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Okay, everybody, we're here with Jason Cook from Bohemia Bees and Queen Right Dial, and he's going to tell us about this awesome new dial.
Awesome. Hey, Josh, thanks for stopping by and visiting with the Queen Right Dial booth. This is a collaboration between Brian from Castle Hives and myself. We created a product and innovated a new way for beekeepers to track post-inspection their colonies, right? One of the biggest problems or frustrations that beekeepers have is they put a brick on their hive, it gets knocked over, they write on their hive, it gets washed off, you swap the lids, something happens in that process where you lose the status of your colony and what you just did when that last inspection was done. With the Queen Right Dial, we solved for that. We initially started with the standard set status indicator. We still sell that as a single indicator to show the status of the queen, right? Whether you see the last inspection supersede your cells, swarm cells, no cells at all, or no queen at all, or a virgin. That's the standard Queen Right Dial. We've now come up with the Queen Right Dial 2.0, which is actually gives you the same status indicator on the left, but on the right over here, now you can track the year in which the queen was mated, right? Most of my hives right now, it's been 2024 in January, look like this. Last year mated queen. In the center, you have an action bar that tells you what you need to do for that colony going the next time around. It's inspect, feed, or treat. You might do all, you might just treat, right? So you come out to that colony, maybe today's the 6th and you want to inspect in 10 days, you write 116 with an erasable marker, check treat, so you know you have a mated queen from last year you need to treat.
Awesome.
And on 116. We've taken this one step further. The queen rate dial also creates something called a mating indicator. What is a mating indicator? When you have a queenless colony over here, you could insert a mated queen and continue on, and if you did that, your indicators would look like that with a new mated queen, right? But let's say you took the hard route, you grabbed a cell or a frame with eggs on it and dropped it in that colony. You need to be able to track that progress and when to not get in that hive. Today is the 6th. You set eggs right there on the 6th, and you know that you can get back in that colony on the 13th to check for cap cells. If you have cap cells on the 13th, you should really leave it alone all the way until the 29th, because that's the most risky part for that colony at that point in time. Once you're queen right again, naturally you can set that dial back to mated and you're good to go.
Awesome.
That's the product system. It's all interchangeable. You don't necessarily have to put it on the front of the hive. You can put it on the back of the hive, top of the hive. It's really just a way for you to use on a moment's notice and check the status. You can even take and put it on a block, set the dial to the 6th for that you did eggs, set it on top of the hive. So now you have both the information about the hive and what you need to do if you have a queenless hive and how to get back queen right again.
Fantastic.
So check us out online, queenratedial.com. Right, you can check us out there on Facebook. We have probably an upcoming YouTube channel with that, but check Brian out on Castle Hives, Jason on Bohemia Bees, or Josh at his channel, because that's really where beekeeping, hobby beekeeping is more than a hobby. It's an obsession.
It's an obsession.
Thanks for stopping by, Josh.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jason.
And honeybees are amazing, as you know, and they can locate these plants that are producing or secreting resin, and they go and they scrape it off the tree. In the left-hand photo, you see a green plant, and that's actually in Brazil. It's in the genus Baccharis, and it's a shrubby plant, and that bee is scraping the green propolis right off the leaves.
Okay, Larabis is here as well. You guys may have recognized them as their oxalic acid vaporizers that they sell. I did post a video recently where I use one of their vaporizers. It's really good quality stuff. Really enjoy it. I've had my eye on their InstaVap here, which is what she is showing. This is the new compact InstaVap that they have. The original InstaVap they have here. So I think Rob over there has redesigned it. I'd like to get him to tell me a little bit more about it. So see if I can have a chat with him here in a minute. All right, so we're here with Rob with Larabis, and he's going to talk about the brand new InstaVape that he has, the compact version.
Yeah, so we're really excited about this one. So this is the first time that, hang on, we may do a 2-for-1 here. Do I need to turn mine on? I'm going to turn mine on.
Maybe unplug this.
Just give me 1 second.
Hang on a second. Rob has his own cameraman here that we're waiting for, so no pressure.
2 birds, 1 stone.
2 birds, 1 stone.
All right. So we got the new InstaVap Compact down here. This is something InstaVap came out with this year. We are really happy with this one. The feedback we've gotten from the commercial guys is great.
Awesome.
So there's a few features that we've changed compared to the original. The first one is the size, hence the name of the Compact.
Yep.
The other thing is we've got hangers for pallets. This is really geared more towards the commercial guys. One of the big things that I don't like about the other ones is you have to really lean to look at temperatures if your hives are real low or on low pallets. This has a really bright LED on the back end of it that flashes in a specific sequence to just let you know if it's ready, if you treat your bees, if your battery's dead, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So really just more refined, just the next generation. And the beautiful part is, because we were able to trim some costs on it, we were able to lower the cost of the consumer. So
excellent. Still uses the same 20-volt batteries,
yeah,
like
exactly.
DeWalt or
exact same technology, exact same cook pot. All your accessories will fit from the other one. Just the next generation, just take another bat at the market. So.
Okay. Has there been any issues on the vapors coming out in this one with any water? Because I know you have a boot that you have for the other version, right?
Yeah. So that boot does a few things.
Okay.
So that we call the insulation roof. So
insulation.
That insulation roof, that yellow piece, really increases the efficiency by like 20 or 30%.
Awesome.
But when you're rinsing it, if it overflows, you're not risking getting water into the insulation.
Excellent.
The neat thing about this one is we were able to make some changes, make it an airtight-ish cook pot. and that allowed us to not have to put any fiberglass insulation. So then it can kind of get water on it. It's electronic, you probably shouldn't, but the reality is it will run right out of it. It's not like a wet sponge that'll wrap it and cause damage. It's also got 2 compartments. So the original design, you could get water into insulation and then it could kind of steam through the electronics and overflow. That physically can't happen anymore. And the heaters are press fit into the aluminum, so again, just many redundant features, just more refinement over time.
Just an observation on my part, it looks like this has been beefed up a little bit. I know on the version I have, sometimes I'll have to bend it a little bit under the weight.
Which one do you have?
So not the Instant Vap, the original,
So these have brass stems, so they're replaceable, so if you snap them off, I think I've had 2 out of the 7,000 fail so far. And most of them like fall from the filing cabinet with the battery or something like that. But yeah, they're replaceable, they're really durable, and we've had really, really good luck with those.
Okay, and these retail for what, Rob?
So right now at the show, they're $400.
Okay.
The other ones, the other Instant Vaps are $450, and they're pretty good.
Okay. Thanks again. This is Rob with the Robbies, and he's got his OA Instant Vap, so we appreciate it. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks.
Okay, we are here with Tony Andrick of NOPEC, and he's going to tell us a little bit about this Everything Bee Vacuum.
How y'all doing? So years ago when I started doing removals, I realized there was a real need for a tool that actually works, not something with a generator and 1,000 feet of extension cords. And I'm an engineer, so I came up with this vacuum. Battery powered, it is variable speed, so if you're sucking up a swarm or you're catching those last 3 bees, you get exactly the right pressure. And because of the right pressure, you're not killing bees. Where most people are killing whole colonies because they're using too much pressure, this you dial in just right. The battery, I promise you, will run at least 6 hours. I've put 40,000 bees myself into this bucket. I've had customers stick 50,000 bees and have 5 dead bees when they're done. It just is amazing. There's a no-escape method of getting the bees out of here into your hive body. That works great for Africanized. Italian bees, I can stuff them on the ground, they crawl. Mean girls, they fly.
They fly.
It's got the backpack strap so you can carry it up a ladder. It weighs only 10 pounds. When you've got it on your back, you've got this remote, just clip it on and you can control the speed.
Nice.
Your front. When you take a break, I just turn it down to what I call whisper mode. And you can hear this is quiet, but it's moving just enough air to keep them comfortable and cool. So you can get plenty of water breaks and so forth. I tell you, this Bee Expo is amazing. Amazing people that we're seeing here. And, you know, I tell people there is beekeeping the hobby, there is beekeeping the business, but when you do it right, it's beekeeping the addiction. And it's the second greatest addiction after God.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, thank you, Tony. I really appreciate you running through the Everything Bee Vac, and if people have any more questions, they can go to your website.
allmybees.com.
allmybees.com. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the expo. Found Better Bees booth. I've made lots of purchases from Better Bee. They're definitely one of my preferred or favorite suppliers. Looks like they have a real nice lineup that they brought here. They are a carrier of Lysin, which I am a fan of. I have the Lysin solar wax melter, which works really well if you're looking for sustainable options to melt your wax. That is a huge Lysin extractor. It's like they have the Colorado Bee Vac here. I'm in the market for a Bee Vac, and I'm seriously considering that Everything vacuum. I really like the portability of it. And it looks like they brought some of their Lysin mediums and supers. This is what I have, is that hog half cone kit that I'm praying, fingers crossed, that my bees will cooperate this coming spring and fill a bunch of nice cassettes that look like this. They did not do that for me last year, but I'm gonna keep trying. So yeah, really good to see Better Bee here. If you haven't been to their website, check it out. They have a really nice catalog. Actually, there it is, that I highly recommend. Showcases all the products that they offer, but definitely one of my favorite suppliers. All of my honey bottles come from them.
Summer, during their they're going to pack out the brood nest in most cases and shut that queen down. I don't want that. So what I'd love to do is feed a small amount of food, a couple of 1 pound pollen patties per month, and then 1/4 to 1/2 gallon of 1-to-1 sugar water through the dearth period. And that trickle just helps that brood rearing continue and doesn't let the hive get honey bound.
All right, we're here with Pierce beekeeping equipment, and I personally have some of their equipment that you've probably seen in my videos. So I have their uncapping tub, which I think is great. They've got it discounted here for $195.30. Fantastic tub for uncapping. I've used it in several videos. I think it's excellent. They also have their cut comb here. So they have a heated, this device heats up and cuts into the comb if you want to make comb honey. I was talking to the gentleman here and he said they use little thin pieces of starter strip of wax foundation, and the bees will draw it out into this nice clean comb, and they use this device here that heats up to cut into the comb and make comb honey, and says it works excellent. And I also have their uncapping heated knife here that I've used for several years. Really high quality stuff. He said there's actually silver inside of these knives. Makes it a little bit more expensive, but it'll last a lot longer. Said he has a customer that has had one for 50 years. So if you take care of your equipment, it'll last you a long time. So really happy to see Pierce Beekeeping here. So Blue Ridge Honey Company's here, Bob Benny, out of Lakemont, Georgia. And I was just looking at these wax bricks. 15-pound wax bricks. Look at that. That is unbelievable. You know, but when you have a lot of colonies, you get a lot of wax. And Bob's just done such a great job. They have so many offerings here. Huge setup. Lots of woodenware, lots of bags, coffee mugs, of course honey, everything you can imagine. I really thought these wax bricks were funny, so. Just got out of Bob's presentation. He did a wonderful job. Really educational. And of course we've got Data here, our local big name out of Frankfort, Kentucky. And it looks like they've packed half the store. But no, all jokes aside, they've got a lot of great products that they're offering here today. They brought a ton of woodenware. Lots of good stuff. It's nice having our local Kentucky representative here today with all these other big suppliers. So good to see Data. And certainly no surprise, Man Lake is here. You know, certainly one of the big dogs in the beekeeping supply world. So they've certainly brought a lot of different items for sale here, including a lot of their wax molds. They have a lot of woodenware here. They've got some feeders, top high feeders, lots of frames, lots of foundation, lots of mite treatment stuff. So it's good to have Man Lake here, certainly. Lots of options.
Few highly specialized beekeepers, and that blew me away. If we don't have queens, we don't have hives, so how could most beekeepers not be raising queens? As a noob that didn't know anything, that just was always stuck with me. As you all well know, even since GM Doolittle was shipping Italian queens quite some time ago, beekeepers just look for open-mated queens. That's what the industry's always used. And actually, I think it's a premium product. It takes a lot more time to produce. And so that's what kind of led me down this.
This is our easy straw filler. It uses standard 6mm drinking straws that you purchase right off Amazon or wherever. They just need to be the 6mm diameter. You take one end of the straw and heat seal it. And you can do 11 at a time in this, using this jig. After you do that, you insert the open end of the straw into the machine until you feel it hit.
And there's O-rings in there?
And there's O-rings in there, as you can see. And if you want to hold on to this, you can feel that it's heavy-duty anodized aluminum. It is machined and produced in our shop in Fayetteville, Tennessee. It was designed by this man over here, Stanley.
Okay.
After you have all 50 straws inserted, you turn the machine on. While it's running, you would use the...
Right.
But you pour it directly into the opening. It uses centrifugal force to push the honey out into the straws, so you'll see it filling from the outside in. And you're just going to let it run and watch it as it fills. Some straws will fill before the others just by the nature of the centrifugal force. So you're going to let it fill until they're all filled. Okay. Turn the machine off. And then you'll pull the straws out by pinching at the top, pulling them out, putting them over in a cup, allowing it to settle.
Oh, okay.
So she'll pull one straw out, put the next one in, pull one out, put the next one in, continue that until you've replaced all 50 straws. And then if you have any honey up in the top, you pinch it down. Or you can use this device which is an accessory and stick it in there. It'll crimp the end, get any honey that's excess, drop it down into the cup so you're not wasting any. You'll have a clean end here, which goes over to the heat sealer. And that's the entire process. It allows you to sell your own honey in your honey straws versus, without shipping it anywhere. And if you ship it off, you're hopefully getting your own honey back. Yes. But this way, you know it's your honey because you filled it yourself. You're not selling something that you purchased off the internet that may be funny honey. Yeah. You know, you're selling your honey.
Yeah. Okay.
And what does it retail for?
This retails for $1,500 here at the show. $1,800 usually.
Okay.
All of the parts are heavy-duty commercial components. This part right here is molded nylon. It pops off to be sanitized. There are 4 screws that are held in place that you use an Allen wrench to remove to take this part off. And then this can be sanitized. It is certified. The screws are stainless steel. It's certified to be used in a honey house. Okay. So if you're inspected, it'll pass all of the criteria. You can completely sanitize everything that comes into contact with food.
Warranty?
1 year.
1 year warranty. TIG welded? TIG welded?
Yes. Yes.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're here with Madison of Simple Comb,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And she's gonna take us through this product.
Awesome. Nice to meet you. Thanks for stopping by today.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. This is Simple Comb. Simple Comb is a comb honey production system that then becomes your end consumer package once you're done. The bees do all the work for you. I'm going to show you how simple it can be. We're going to take our cassette right here. When you first get your cassette, it's going to come molded in a gang of 4 just like this. The first thing we're going to do, relax this hinge a little bit. Part of our patent is on this 360-degree hinge. These are going to become your lids. We're going to fold them back behind for now. Folding them behind using a tabletop is going to be your friend. Press down those corners on each of those pockets, get it nice and secure, and you've got your front cassette here. This is where the bees are going to come in, fill out that delicious comb honey. This bottom bar is going to cover up the bottom bar, take up that space on your medium-sized slotted frames.
Now, how do the bees get into the comb? Where's the opening?
This is the opening that they're going to get into. I'm going to show you once I stick them all together how
Fantastic.
that works.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So the pockets that we put around these lids on the back are going to have these tabs on each one. Those tabs are going to engage that groove on your medium-sized slotted frame. We're going to go ahead and straddle that bottom bar. Take those tabs, wiggle them on in. Press it on in just like that. You're going to put another one on the other side. You're getting 8 packages of comb honey out of 1 frame, just like that. From here then, they do come unwaxed. We encourage our customers to use your own beeswax. We think your bees know their stuff. They're going to take to it a little more readily. We like to use a cube method. We'll pour our hot wax into an ice cube tray, just like this guy, a little silicone. Makes it really easy to pop out. We'll sell these to you at cost too. We like to take this, put it in a frying pan, get it nice and warm, scrub it on like a crayon, getting in all those corners there. Some of our customers have also had success painting it on. If you got a foam roller, just making sure you're getting in those corners and leaving this hexagonal pattern so that the bees can build on up from there. Once you're all waxed up, you're ready to put them into your super. We're gonna jam 10 frames into a 10 frame super. We wanna use 20 cassettes of Simple Comb, one on each side of your 10 frames, and squeeze them real nice and tight together. We're gonna use these bubbles on our cassettes. Those are called bosses. They're gonna fit real closely, nice and tight together. We're gonna squeeze them on in just like this. Once they're squeezed together, that's gonna manage the bee space. Those bubbles are touching. The bees can get in on that top. They can get on the side and the bottom, all the way around access. They're building out those pockets. Having those bosses touching and real close together is important to manage that bee space and the build height that they're working with, so that when you take it out, the lids can come back around the other side. We're gonna jam, like I said, all 10 frames into a 10 frame box, make sure they're nice and tight in there. My dad likes to say, he's the crazy guy behind this whole invention, you turn your bees on high, wait 15 minutes, you got your beautiful comb honey.
That's really nice looking comb honey.
Yes, sir.
Very beautiful.
8 packages right there in your one frame. This is heavy. So we've gotten some tips from the field, folks that have used this past season. Put a tack in the top, tack in each corner. Just some added quick insurance policy for us as beekeepers who like to lift our frames, tip them around, tip them upside down, shake some bees off. Yes, sir.
You don't have to stop talking.
So from here then, we want to make sure that that's nice and secure. If you're shaking bees off, this has a tendency to pop out a little bit. We want to make sure that we're not losing your comb honey in the grass.
So how do you recommend getting the bees off again?
Yes, sir. We ourselves would put a queen excluder and just kind of shake the bees down into another box, put another box on there, and then what you can kind of brush them off if there's any stragglers, and then move these away from that hive to harvest.
Gotcha.
Once you're ready to harvest that beautiful comb honey, we're gonna come back to our demo here and use our hive tool, get behind these tabs on the top bar, pop that guy right back out. We're gonna be gentle with it as it's filled and precious. Break these seals on the back side and bring that lid 180 degrees around the top, just like that. You've got your filled packages right there. This will nest really nicely together. Folks will freeze their comb honey to get rid of any wax moth larvae, any critters that are in there. They'll nest really nicely, slide into your freezer. 48 hours later, you take it back out. These perforations are nice and brittle when they're frozen. They're gonna break apart into their individualized servings, just like that guy there. Slap your label on it, add a sticker, a bow, dress it up. It's ready for your farmer's market table or your store shelf, just like that.
Very cool.
Thank you so much.
Wow. No, very innovative.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
I ordered a set yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, they're going to ship it to me because I was like, I'm so packed right now, I don't know how to get everything on the plane. And I was like, I saw that and I was like, they're totally going to ship it. That's amazing. So
we can do that for you.
Yeah.
We do have a 5% off today for the Expo and free shipping if you want to take it home with you.
Right.
We'll honor that 5% off and get it to you for shipping.
And if they want more information, do you have a website?
Yes, we sure do. We do have a website. It's just www.simplecomb.com. Pick up a pamphlet for us. We got a little QR code right to our website, as well as our info email, and we are Simple Comb on Instagram too. Give us a follow.
Thank you, Madison.
Awesome. Thank you.
Guess what I had after 5 years? I had an outfit that wanted to do nothing but swarm. I was breeding for swarming by using all the cells that were coming early. So just be mindful of what you're doing. If it's not quite time for swarming yet, don't use those cells. If if it's perfect timing and half the yard's trying to swarm and you let them get too full and there's reasons for it, I'm not afraid of that. That's natural. Just be careful about using these swarm cells that come early. That can be dangerous. And by not only can you breed for swarming, but you can breed away from swarming. That's another reason I like Caucasian bees, because they swarm a little less than Italian.
So we're here at the Sweenty for Better Honey Company, and they have these automatic bottling machines. I was playing around with this one a little bit. Pretty slick. Just line your jars up, rotates on the table, and it automatically stops when it sees the jar, fills it up to the appropriate level, goes on to the next one, and the next, and so on and so forth. And obviously the filled jars will begin to accumulate here. Pretty awesome. This retails for close to 7,000. And they have even larger ones over here for around 13,000, depending on obviously the size of your operation. But that's some real neat equipment here. I think I saw Cayman Reynolds review this one on his site. Retails for about $3,400. Real nice looking honey creamer for just under $5 there. Flexi pumps. So these would be honey pumps. All right, we're here with Scott and Nicole Derrick of Bly, the Wood Bee Company, and they're going to tell us about Swarm Commander.
All right. Well, Swarm Commander is a swarm lure that has been on the market for about 7 years now. It's found its place in the beekeeping world and has found much success. Thousands and thousands of colonies have been collected using the product. What we did is we have basically created a product that took us about 2 years worth of research and development. And I actually used to work in the fragrance world, as in the corporate world, selling to Fortune 500 companies. And when I got into beekeeping, I realized that this area had not been innovated in, and it needed something. Some of the vials that I used to get in paper envelopes never worked. So what we did is develop the product, and basically the way that it's used is depending on what type of a trap you're using, you're going to put a spray or two inside the inside of the product, or inside of the trap, and you're going to put 1 to 2 on the entrance of the outside of the trap, and you're baited for 7 to 10 days. We also have a product that's called a super lure. That's a 90-day lure that has a string that's attached to it that you can hang from your inner cover, not your inner cover, but from your end bars of your frames, and that lasts about 90 days. We came up also with a crush vial. Basically what it is, it's a single dose lure. It has a glass ampule on the inside of it and plastic on the outside. If you've ever had smelling salts when you were young or played football, basically what you're going to do is you're going to snap that,
and it saturates the end.
Saturates the end.
Fantastic.
And you're going to swab the front of your hive, and you toss it in, and you're baited for 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah. These are all natural products, because I know that everything's going that way. So we want to do things that are pro-bee.
Yeah. The Honeybee Gone definitely is all natural. The Swarm Commander is not all natural. It is a synthetic chemical, but you definitely don't want to spray it on your comb. You want to spray it on your inner cover.
Yep.
Or on the trap itself.
Yeah.
You don't want to put it.
I've personally used your product. I think it's amazing. I've caught, I don't know how many swarms with it, with swarm traps that I built myself. My method is I take 1 spray on the underside of the lid of the swarm trap, and I spray once or twice inside the entrance hole. And within minutes to sometimes an hour, there's scout bees checking it out.
Absolutely.
I mean, again, I think it's a fantastic product. I personally use it. It's awesome.
We've actually had people that, customers that have sent pictures to me and told me that they've actually sprayed it on the bark of a tree, and the next thing they know, the next day there's a swarm
on the tree itself.
Without it being a trap or anything like that, they're just attracted to the
I had a guy say that he left this on his tailgate. When he came back from getting a swarm, there was a swarm on his tailgate. Now this is to be attractive for those who don't know, and this would be your all-natural bee repellent.
Repellent. And what would you use a repellent for? Give me an example.
Honey would be used if you want to get your honey out of your hive, and you want to extract the frames out of there. Also for people who do bee removals, cutouts, forced abscons, that's when you want to use Honeybee Gone.
This is actually the first product that I created.
Okay, so you could spray this on a fume board?
Yes, that's what it's used for.
That's what it's used for.
But also, it comes in a 16-ounce spray bottle with a trigger sprayer, adjustable. Because I did corporately, I did bee removal for 8 years as a career.
Okay.
In 3 states, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia. I didn't find a product that I could utilize to keep bees from running away from me as I was doing ceiling removals. So basically what I did is that I created a 16-ounce spray bottle that had a chemical-resistant sprayer. And if I was in a floor joist tunnel taking comb off of the second floor, then I would go to the very end of the floor joist tunnel, cut a couple of holes on either side of the joist, spray it up in there, and it would run them back towards me.
Excellent.
But also, if I was in a floor joist tunnel that I couldn't go inside, they didn't want me to cut the ceiling, I could use that sprayer, because there was nothing on the market that was like it. I had a chemical sprayer. I would adjust it, shoot a straight stream back into the back of the floor joist tunnel, and they'd
come running. Awesome. Fantastic.
A lot of people also utilize it to spray after they've done a removal, spray the inside of it
to keep them from. Yeah, exactly. No, really appreciate it, guys. So Nicole, Scott, thank you very much. If folks want more information, they can go to your website.
BlytheTheWoodBeeCompany.com.
Blythe the Wood Bee Company.
A wide variety of beekeeping products on our website.
Awesome. Okay, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Time is in the middle of the summer, so I'm sorry, I'm going to back up a bit. When we add those supers to spring, the timing is quite different than that. So when you're adding the supers to singles versus doubles, we'll be supering 2 to 3 weeks earlier than we would have been with a double brood chamber hive. So you got to get timing early with those supers.
Well, things are certainly winding down here at the North American Honeybee Expo 2024. So what an amazing time. So awesome with all these like-minded fellow beekeepers here. Got to meet so many new people. I just can't say enough about it. You know, Cayman and his wife Laurel really did a fantastic job. What an amazing event. And I just thank everyone. It's so nice to meet everyone. And I can't wait to come back next year.